Well, it was a great week for your Rockwall Heath Hawks as they defeated West Mesquite 29-7 on Thursday night to pick up their first win in Conference 6A. Everybody, Chris Curtis here for the Rockwall Heath Sports Center update, followed by my partner here in crime for the Rockwall Heath Hawks, Steve Deere. And Steve, very exciting times at Rockwall Heath. The offense seemed to click, and sure enough, Rockwall Heath gets their first victory and continue their winning streak against West Mesquite, 29-7. What did you think about the game on Thursday?
I can't hardly remember it. It's been 5 days ago at this point. Right. But, yeah, it's a good game. It really showed kind of what the formula is supposed to be for the team right now. Have a grinded-out offense that just chews up clock and wears down the defense of the other team. Has a defense that shuts them down, in which they did to a great degree on Thursday. I think we had a stat at halftime where West Mesquite was averaging like 1.5 yards per play in the first half. So defense played great. Offense did what they're designed to do, and that is chew up yardage, chew up clock, and wear down the other team. And by the second half, what we saw happen was we have a fresh defense that's continuing to pitch a shutout. We have a defense on the other team that, because of what our offense is doing, is just ground down and exhausted. And we saw what the end result is. That's the way this whole thing, the formula, is supposed to work. And it worked to perfection last Thursday night.
And of course, Heath is always known for their dominant defense. They proved that again on Thursday night. But I was talking to a few coaches from West Mesquite on Saturday at the Cotton Bowl, actually, and they said they just could not prepare for this. The Rockwall Heath offenses, they were gassed by the second quarter. Yeah. They were out of shape. You just can't prepare. You can watch film all week. You can't prepare for this type of offense. So exactly what you mentioned that's exactly what Coach Moss wants to have happen with this offense is grind it, and that's going to lead to good things.
Yeah, if you think about it, every defense in the state almost right now is they're going up against spread offenses every week. They're going against it every day in practice against their own team and the opposition. Almost everybody's running the spread offense. So when you run an offense like what Heath has right now, that's so unusual, and you only have a few days to prepare for it, it's tough to prepare. It's tough to be ready. And you can look at film, you can watch it, but until you're out there and your head's on a swivel and wait, this guy went that way, oh, wait, that guy went that way, who's got the ball? It's really difficult. And by the time you kind of start to have it figured out, you're worn out because the offense, they had a 10-minute drive in the first quarter. They had I don't remember how long the second drive was, but by the time you get to the end of the first half, the other team's defense is worn out. And especially, like I said, I don't want to overlook this, the Hawks defense is excellent again. 3 and out. That defense is coming back on the field for the other team frequently because of how well our defense is playing. It's just, like I said, the formula is working, or at least it did last Thursday, to perfection. And that's the way we think that it should work for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. And, of course, Coach Moss has to be happy with his team's 29-7 victory over West Mesquite. Let's hear what he has to say after his team's victory.
We're getting better. Execution's improving, learning experience, players and coaches. And also going against a very aggressive, very physical defensive front in West Mesquite. West Mesquite's really good defense. And so, for us to have more consistency, and we did complete a pass, actually. We had a couple others that were dropped that were touchdown passes, but feel very good about it. Very good at the balance we had, both offense and defense.
All right, Steve, let's put that win in the backdoor column. Let's move on. Irving MacArthur this Friday night, Rockwall Heath on the road once again. They will take on Irving MacArthur, who was 0-2, a very young team, as we've talked about. What does Rockwall Heath need to do to extend their winning streak to 2 and continue to just grind this season away?
Well, same formula, like we've talked about. MacArthur actually does resemble West Mesquite in that they've got a very athletic defense. They do have a pretty new offense. It's been an off-season of change for them. Got a new coach, Coach Mullins, that came over from Frisco Centennial this year. So they're putting in a new system over there. Their offense almost completely turned over. Almost everybody graduated for them. They've only got, I think, 2 starters back. But one of them, Montrell Walker, is a real playmaker. He's a wide receiver. They also do a lot of jet sweep action with him. They put the ball in his hands as often as possible. He scored on a 60-yard run against Garland. Scored another one against Plano. They throw it to him a lot. He's their big play player on offense. But they don't have a whole lot else. They do have a junior quarterback that he did pretty well against Plano, threw for over 200 yards and a touchdown. He's still learning the system. But the strength of Irving MacArthur is on defense. They've got a lot of playmakers over there. They've got a lot of athleticism. They did return a lot of their starters on defense, like 7 or 8 on defense are back. A couple of guys at defensive end that are very good, very athletic, very fast. One of them's like 6'2", 250, and runs like a 4.5, 4.6 40. So he's got a lot of speed. Got some defensive backs that are back that are really good. So their defense is solid. What's the game plan? Well, the same as what we saw the other day. Again, if the Hawks are able to do what they did against West Mesquite, grind it out, wear down that defense, the Hawks defense will have, I believe, success against MacArthur's offense, just because they don't really have their feet under them yet, I don't believe. And so if the same formula is put into action on Friday night, I think we'll see the same result.
Of course, Coach Moss has to be excited about this team's offense and his defense going into the final non-district game of the season. Let's hear what he has to say about his team's chances against Irving MacArthur.
Probably not as physical as West Mesquite up front, but overall athleticism is probably just as good. A team that is struggling with 2 losses, but Garland game, very competitive. And Plano, fighting back after they were basically down 30 points and just climbing in, not giving up, and learning how to compete as a ball team. And we don't expect anything less from them against us, but we want to be physical. We want to be able to take over come late 3rd and 4th quarter and take control of the ball game.
All right, Hawk fans, don't forget it's this Friday night. It's Rockwall Heath versus Irving MacArthur, 7:30 on the road. And if you can't make it out to the game, it's www.rockwallisd.com to join Steve Deere and his crew. And, of course, coming up next week, Rockwall Heath has their homecoming, sponsored by Fenton Nissan. It's going to be a great time for Rockwall Heath fans. And, of course, exciting times. Rockwall Heath gets to come right back home. So a lot to look forward to here. And then you don't want to look too far ahead into the distant future. But, of course, Rockwall is lurking in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun game as well. So a few fun games here coming up for Rockwall Heath.
Yeah, one thought about Friday night, get an early start if you're going to go to the game, because Irving School Stadium is not in a place that's easy to get to. So if you're going to go, expect traffic and get an early start. If not, then, listen in. We'll have the game for you. And, some exciting games coming up. Tyler Lee for homecoming. That'll be a good one. Tyler Lee is known for offense the last several years, and so that'll be a fun matchup. And then everybody's looking forward to the I-30, the Heritage I-30 Classic here in 2 or 3 weeks against Rockwall. That'll be a lot of fun, too.
That broadcast training has gone in handy. You're learning. I love it. Anyways, if you want to catch Steve Deere and his crew, it's www.rockwallisd.com this Friday night. The Hawks look to go for their 2nd straight win as a member of Conference 6A. We'll see you Friday night. Have a great week, everybody, and go Hawks.